Little darling here in the PFL.
Is that a Celsius chain she's got? Wow.
Both sporting the cowboy hats. Welcome to Nashville.
Parlayed also, we threw a little sprinkle on by TKO or KO. I will tell you, the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh,
Bishop in trouble.
And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubters. Wow, nasty work again.
Wow.
From dangerous Dakota Ditcheva.
Jenna Bishop's massive bombshell message to rising star Dakota Ditcheva completely backfired in spectacular fashion. Bishop confidently declared, "The more confident I get in my striking, the more confident I get in my ability to take things to the ground. Of course, I want to put her where I'm the strongest and show what's up, because I think grappling and jiu-jitsu are the best martial arts."
The more confident I get in my striking, the more confident I get in my ability to take things to the ground. Of course, I want to put her where I'm the strongest and show what's up, because I think that grappling and jiu-jitsu is the best martial art.
But what happened next shocked the MMA world and left Bishop's bold words echoing hollow in the Nashville arena. Let's set the stage. This was the PFL Women's Flyweight Semifinal on August 2nd, 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee. Dakota Ditcheva entered as the tournament's #1 seed, undefeated, powerful, and carrying the weight of expectations as PFL's golden child.
Bang, bang, it's a stick up. Shut it down as soon as we pull up. Bang, bitty, bang, bang, stick up. Bang, bitty, bang, it's a killer. 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 Bang, bang.
Jenna Bishop, seeded 4th after nearly being eliminated from the tournament, wasn't backing down. In her pre-fight interviews, Bishop made it crystal clear she viewed Dakota as overrated, saying she'd been matched against easy girls and cans throughout the tournament. But Dakota's measured response revealed the calm before the storm. Yeah, for sure, I have to take that into consideration. You know, she's going to be hungry to come back. She almost was out of the tournament. She's going to be hungry to make that final. She's not going to want to make the same mistake.
Possibly, yeah, for sure. I have to take that into consideration. You know, she's going to be hungry to come back. She almost was out the tournament. You know, she's still made it, 4th seed. So she's going to be hungry, you know, to make that final. She's not going to want to make the same mistake.
The trash talk intensified on social media, with Bishop doubling down on her grappling superiority. She posted what many considered a bombshell message on Twitter, essentially dismissing Dakota's striking and promising to drag the fight into her world, the ground game. When the cage door closed, both fighters knew the stakes. Bishop came out exactly as promised, looking to close distance and implement her grappling game plan.
Get up! Get up! Get your air, smooth drive. Let's go, reach!
The early moments played out according to Bishop's script. She successfully slipped under Dakota's striking and secured a takedown, briefly putting the undefeated prospect on her back. For a moment, it looked like Bishop's confidence was justified. But here's where Dakota Ditcheva showed why she's considered one of MMA's most complete young fighters. Instead of panicking, she displayed remarkable composure. Dakota would later reveal in her fight breakdown, "I was so composed. My coach actually said to me when I got taken down, he wasn't panicking at all. He knew exactly what I needed to do, and he knew that I was absolutely fine there."
But I was so composed. My coach actually said to me, when I got took down, he wasn't panicking at all. He knew exactly that. He knew what I needed to do, and he knew that I was absolutely fine there.
Dakota's getup was textbook perfect. the result of countless training sessions specifically preparing for this scenario. She scrambled back to her feet before Bishop could establish any meaningful control. That's when everything changed. Once back on her feet, Dakota reset with surgical precision. She began pressuring Bishop with sharper combinations, refusing to give her opponent another opportunity for a takedown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bothered about going to the floor. I want to stay stood up. I think that's what the fans like more. Jiu-jitsu is boring, so especially in a fight, I like it. I like to train it, but it is very boring. People definitely watch my fight with Chelsea against hers. I think it's a lot more exciting. So I'm going to try and stay stood up for sure, and keep everyone entertained.
Then came the moment that silenced all of Bishop's pre-fight talk. Dakota timed Bishop's forward movement perfectly and launched a devastating knee straight up the middle. The strike landed cleanly, crashing into Bishop's body and immediately sending her crashing to the canvas. What followed was a masterclass in finishing. Dakota swarmed in with pinpoint ground and pound, unleashing a series of unanswered strikes as Bishop desperately tried to cover up. The referee had seen enough and stopped the fight at 3 minutes and 54 seconds of the very first round. The Nashville crowd erupted. Dakota had not only survived Bishop's best weapon, her grappling, but had turned the fight into a devastating showcase of her own complete skill set. The aftermath was as telling as the fight itself. Dakota's post-fight interview revealed the confidence of a fighter who knew she had passed a crucial test. "I think I just knew from that point, when I got up off my feet, that there was nothing she was going to be able to do with me. I just knew that her confidence would go down and mine would just shoot up."
I think I just knew from that point when I got up off my feet that there was nothing she was going to be able to do with me. I just knew that her confidence would go down and mine would just shoot up now, so.
But perhaps most revealing was Dakota's assessment of her opponent's pre-fight trash talk. She joins the list of cans they've been saying the whole tournament that I was getting the easy girls, the cans. Now, I've just made her look like one of them.
She joins the list of cans they've been saying the whole tournament that I was getting the easy girls, the cans. Now I've just made her look like one of them, so she needs to join that list.
The MMA community's reaction was swift and decisive. Fans and analysts who had questioned Dakota's level of competition were forced to acknowledge her legitimacy. Bishop's confident predictions became the subject of countless memes and highlight reels showcasing the danger of underestimating rising talent. This fight represented more than just a semifinal victory for Dakota Ditcheva. It was a coming-of-age moment that proved she could handle adversity, pressure, and skilled opposition.
Confidence that she's going to have down getting up is going to be unbelievable.
Beautiful knee from the plum. And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack.
Bishop in trouble.
And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubter.
By successfully defending the takedown and then finishing the fight in devastating fashion, Dakota showed she's not just a striker who can grapple. She's a complete mixed martial artist ready for championship-level competition. For Jenna Bishop, the loss was a harsh reminder that confidence without execution means nothing inside the cage. Her pre-fight proclamations about grappling superiority became a cautionary tale about the dangers of overlooking an opponent's complete skill set. The victory punched Dakota's ticket to the PFL Women's Flyweight Final against Tyler Santos, setting up what many considered the fight fans had been waiting for. In the unforgiving world of mixed martial arts, talk is cheap, but performance is everything. Dakota Ditcheva's first-round destruction of Jenna Bishop serves as a perfect reminder that the cage doesn't care about pre-fight predictions or social media bombshells. Bishop's confident declaration that grappling would be Dakota's downfall instead became the foundation for one of the most impressive comeback victories in PFL history. Sometimes the most dangerous fighters are the ones who stay quiet and let their skills do the talking. That's our report on this stunning PFL semifinal upset. For more breaking MMA news and analysis, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, this has been your MMA news team reminding you, in this sport, anything can happen when that cage door closes.
I think when Dakota's healthy, I would love a chance to be able to fight Dakota. Your thoughts on that matchup and how she's looked, and how big could that fight be for TFL?
Yeah, I think that's a great fight to happen. I think she's called for it. The fans have called for it. You can see it across Twitter where they're saying, like, one of the dream fights they want to see is White House, myself, and Dakota. And that's a huge bucket list item to be able to do, like, fight in front of the president in the White House. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? And I think that Dakota and I both have the skills and the excitement to bring it, to showcase everything that everybody wants to see and make that the fight people see.
At 41 years old, veteran fighter Liz Carmouche has just delivered a crystal clear warning message to undefeated rising star Dakota Ditcheva.
Dominance on this round, in my opinion.
Big hits. Bishop's in bad trouble. Here come the hands. And Liz Carmouche pounds out a world tournament victory.
What a great performance there by Liz. Oh, and this, she checked the box. That's another bucket list. She wanted the knockout, and she got it.
See from the hip.
Man, big hook.
Wow.
Nice. And a good follow-up as well.
After claiming the 2025 PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament title with a devastating third-round TKO victory over Jenna Bishop, Girl-rilla Carmouche is not just calling out Ditcheva, she's making it clear that experience trumps youth, and she's ready to prove it. But here's where it gets interesting. While some see this as a veteran's last hurrah, industry insiders believe Carmouche might actually be more dangerous and popular than the undefeated Ditcheva. Let's break down why this potential super fight has everyone talking.
She's in big trouble. Liz Carmouche piling it up. The shots are getting in, and it's over. That's it.
Give it up for Gorilla Liz Carmouche.
As far as the champion on champion series, there's still a lot of rumors going around. I suspect it'll be myself against Dakota because she won last year.
Dana White and Liz Carmouche send the clear warning message to Dakota Ditcheva. And folks, this isn't your typical call-out. This is a calculated declaration from one of women's MMA's most respected pioneers. Fresh off her tournament victory that netted her $500,000, Carmouche wasted no time in her post-fight interview, stating, "I think when Dakota is healthy, I would love to get a chance to fight Dakota."
I think when Dakota's healthy, I would love a chance to be able to fight Dakota.
But don't mistake this for desperation. At 41, Carmouche is riding a 3-fight winning streak and holds an impressive 12-1 record since leaving the UFC in 2020. Her recent performance against Bishop showcased exactly why she remains one of the most feared competitors in the division. "I want somebody who's going to be complex, who's going to challenge me, and force me to show my best version," Carmouche told MMA Junkie when discussing Ditcheva.
She's fought Bishop like I fought Bishop. She fought the biggest name that everybody was really anticipating to be the person to finish her. She finished Tyler Santos. So she's shown that she's at the top for a reason. And to me, that's the type of competitor I want to face, is somebody that's going to be complex, it's going to be super talented and challenge me and force me to show my best version.
The timing couldn't be more perfect. Ditcheva is coming off hand surgery, giving Carmouche the perfect opportunity to establish psychological dominance while showing respect for her potential opponent's health.
Hey, listen,
how much does it pay?
We didn't talk about this, but Liz Carmouche is the first, first openly gay athlete in MMA.
And she was saying that, like, her Twitter following, that they were the ones that were really, like, helping the gay community on Twitter, like, push this event for her.
And what was she saying? She called them the
Lisbos.
Lisbos.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at her, Jack. And she was the one. She was in the service. She did the tours of duty in Iraq. She was like,
she did 3 tours over there, and she's a tough. Let me tell you what, man. We all know how badass Ronda is, right?
Yeah.
Liz Carmouche, she's one of these girls. She gets that top position, and she drops punches and elbows down, just as nasty and as mean as any of those.
And she said that she's seen flaws in Rousey. Like, she's seen it. Like, she know how to capitalize off of it. So
while most fighters would look to avoid Ditcheva's striking prowess, she's finished 12 of her 15 opponents. Carmouche is doing the opposite. She's deliberately challenging Ditcheva in her strongest area. I think people anticipate, like, oh, you just have to take it to the ground. But I like challenging myself against whatever is somebody's strong suit. You want to go to the ground? I took Bishop to the ground. That's fine. We'll go to the ground. Okay, you're good at striking. Let's try striking, Carmouche declared.
So I think that, you know, people anticipate, oh, I just want to take it to the ground, but I like challenging myself against whatever somebody's strong suit is. Like, you want to go to the ground? Like, I took Bishop to the ground. Like, that's fine. We'll go to the ground. That's your best accolade. Let's try there. okay, you're a striker, like I'll try striking.
This isn't bravado. It's psychological warfare at its finest. By expressing willingness to strike with a knockout artist, Carmouche is planting seeds of doubt while demonstrating supreme confidence. The veteran also showed her class by insisting on fighting a fully healthy Ditcheva. I hope this fight is made, but it really depends on her health, because I know she just had surgery on her hand, and the last thing I want is to have an opponent that has to rush back because there's demand on it. I want the best version of her.
You know, I hope so. It really just depends on her health, because I know she did have surgery with her hand, and the last thing I'd want is to have an opponent that has to rush back because there's the demand on it. I want to face the best version of her. And I know what it's like to be rushed and pushed back after you're not ready because you're healing from something. But to me, she's done so well on winning back-to-back tournaments. And I've now competed in back-to-back tournaments and won the last one. So for both of us, I think it makes the most sense to face each other. And I think that's what the fans want to see too.
Here's something that might shock casual fans. Liz Carmouche has faced virtually every major name in women's MMA. She's the woman who nearly finished Ronda Rousey in her UFC debut back in 2013, has battled Valentina Shevchenko, Jessica Andrade, and Miesha Tate. Her resume reads like a who's who of women's MMA.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Ooh. We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Ditcheva, despite her perfect 15-0 record and back-to-back PFL tournament wins in 2023 and 2024, is still building her mainstream recognition. While she's been compared to Rousey as a potential crossover star, she hasn't yet faced the level of competition that Carmouche has consistently battled throughout her career. The veteran's recent performance against Bishop, where she survived dangerous submission attempts before landing a devastating counter left hook, reminded everyone why she remains one of the division's elite competitors. She's shown she's at the top for a reason. To me, that's the type of competitor I want to face, Carmouche said of Ditcheva, showing the mutual respect that makes this potential matchup so compelling.
Easy opponents. You know, she just fought Sumiko. She's fought Bishop like I fought Bishop. She fought the biggest name that everybody was really anticipating to be the person to finish her. She finished Taila Santos. So she's shown that she's at the top for a reason. And to me, that's the type of competitor I want to face, is somebody that's going to be complex. It's going to be super talented.
For Carmouche, this fight represents the opportunity to cement her legacy among the greatest female fighters of all time. Consider this: besides Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, Chris Cyborg, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and Weili Zhang, what other woman has had a definitively stronger career than Carmouche? The list is remarkably short. A victory over the PFL's brightest young star would not only extend Carmouche's remarkable career, but could also alter the entire trajectory of the PFL's women's division.
So
good Lord.
And Liz Carmouche was in a situation where she fought Marlis Kunin, you know, who was the #1 woman in the world at that time. She beat her. It was like the Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen first fight. She beat her the entire. And then with like a minute left, she got caught in a triangle. And got triangle.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So
man.
Liz Carmouche is the real deal.
Man, I need some very close seats for this, Dana. Very close. Very close, man.
For Ditcheva, this represents the ultimate test. She's already drawing comparisons to Rousey, and ironically, it was Carmouche who stood across from Rousey in that historic UFC debut, nearly finishing the future Hall of Famer before losing via submission. The narrative writes itself: the undefeated young champion against the battle-tested pioneer who once played spoiler to the biggest star in women's MMA history. For both of us, it makes sense to face each other. That's what the fans want to see too, Carmouche noted, acknowledging the fight's inevitable appeal.
And I've now competed in back-to-back tournaments and won the last one. So for both of us, I think it makes the most sense to face each other. And I think that's what the fans want to see too.
The timing is absolutely perfect. Both fighters are coming off tournament victories. Both hold championship-level credentials. And most importantly, both seem genuinely interested in making the fight happen. Carmouche has already called for the creation of a women's bantamweight division in the PFL and expressed interest in a super fight at 135 pounds. I would love to do a super fight at 135 pounds and get that division in here and headline. I think that would be amazing.
I'm going back to training right away. I'm eating healthy. my body just has a reset weight of where it wants to be. So it means I'm having to cut every single time. So 135 will make a lot more sense because I'm not taking a lot of damage in the fights that I need to heal from. It's really just the weight cuts that are pretty brutal on my body. Because 125, like my lean mass, I want to say is 123. So there's not a lot of wiggle room there to get down to the most sense. But if I could do some type of like champion on champion, where I have a full 3-month camp or a 4-month camp to get ready for it, and then have a chance to heal after before I fight again with a few months, that would make a lot more sense than doing those back-to-back brutal weight cuts.
That's all for tonight's MMA News Tonight. I'm your host, reminding you to keep your guard up and your eyes on the prize. We'll see you next time.
Come on in.
Oh,
We're ready.
so long and rangy.
Put away.
Everyone knows Dakota Ditcheva as the dangerous knockout artist who puts opponents to sleep with her fists. But what happens when the striker decides to become a submission specialist for one night? This is the story of how Dakota shocked the entire MMA world and proved she's not just a one-dimensional fighter. Today, we're breaking down one of the most shocking moments in PFL Europe history. Dakota Ditcheva, the British-Bulgarian phenom who had built her entire reputation on devastating knockouts, just submitted a seasoned grappler in the most unexpected way possible. For those who don't know Dakota, let me paint you a picture. This 24-year-old former Muay Thai champion came into MMA like a wrecking ball. In 2022, she signed with the Professional Fighters League and immediately announced herself with 2 brutal first-round knockouts. We're talking about a fighter with 6 knockouts in her first 7 wins, 5 of them in the first round. Fast forward to 2023, and Dakota finds herself in the PFL Europe tournament with $100,000 on the line. She's already in the quarterfinals, and her opponent, Malin Hermansson, a Swedish veteran who's the complete opposite of Dakota.
Good job from Hermansson rolling into her.
Hermansson looking to scramble out of the She's got it.
She's got a
chin.
Beautiful left. Victory for Dakota Ditcheva!
While Dakota was known for putting people to sleep with her fists, Hermansson was known for putting people to sleep with her chokes. This woman has competed in Bellator, Cage Warriors, and Brave CF. She's a submission artist who breaks arms and chokes opponents unconscious without blinking an eye. And here's where it gets interesting. Hermansson was supremely confident going into this fight. Listen to what she said. "If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge. Going into the second, third rounds, that's definitely an advantage for me.
I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior." Maybe she never fought with someone like me, so...
She thought Dakota's striking wouldn't matter if she could drag this fight into deep waters. She was about to learn that Dakota had been hiding something from the world. From the opening bell, you could see Dakota had a different game plan. Instead of hunting for the knockout like everyone expected, she was patient, methodical. She tested the waters with jabs and kicks, but something felt different.
As we've seen a couple of times already. Here's a clinch now. We've seen this pay big dividends for Dakota Ditcheva.
Then it happened. Within 30 seconds, Hermansson shot for a takedown, probably thinking, perfect, this is where I want this fight. But Dakota, she showcased wrestling training that nobody knew she had. She refused to go down easily. But here's where Dakota's fight IQ really showed. Instead of just defending, she started attacking. Vicious knees to the ribs that had the crowd gasping. The striker was out-grappling the grappler.
She creates just a little bit of space, and her not value at that point. Beautiful takedown.
Excellent work. Ditcheva just put her right leg behind.
And then came the moment that shocked everyone. Dakota didn't just defend Hermansson's grappling, she turned the tables completely. She took down the veteran grappler, transitioned to her back with the smoothness of a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, and locked in a rear naked choke that was absolutely inescapable. 3 minutes and 52 seconds. That's all it took for Dakota to completely rewrite the narrative about her fighting style.
Pinned.
Good job from Manson rolling into her.
Manson looking to scramble out of the She's got the back. She's got it.
She's got a
Also in the chin.
Beautiful work.
Victory for Dakota Ditcheva.
After the fight, Dakota's confidence was through the roof, and rightfully so. Listen to what she said. "I showed I'm not just a striker. You need more than split decision wins if you want to knock me out of this competition.
And show that I'm not just a striker in these flyweights. You need to be careful."
This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. Dakota had just proven that while everyone was focused on her striking, she was quietly becoming a complete mixed martial artist. The girl who built her name on knockouts had just submitted one of Europe's most experienced grapplers. And her message to the competition? Brutal and confident. "I feel a little bit sorry for the one that's going to face me next."
I'm excited, but I feel a little bit sorry for the one that's going to face me next.
This victory changed everything we thought we knew about Dakota Ditcheva. She's no longer just a dangerous striker. She's a complete fighter who can end you anywhere the fight goes. Think about it. If you're her next opponent, how do you game plan for her now? You can't just focus on avoiding her striking because she'll submit to you. You can't just take her down because she might take you down and choke you unconscious. At only 24 years old, still early in her MMA career, Dakota has shown the kind of evolution that separates good fighters from great ones. She identified a weakness in her game, worked on it in secret, and then unveiled it when it mattered most. Dakota Ditcheva's submission victory over Malin Hermansson wasn't just another win. It was the birth of a new version of one of Europe's most promising fighters. The striker became a submission artist for one night, and in doing so, she may have just shown us the future champion of PFL Europe. What did you think of Dakota's incredible performance? Do you think this submission victory makes her even more dangerous going forward? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible MMA content. Until next time, keep training hard, and we'll see you in the next one.
She, in my opinion, is the new face of the PFL. She was the big winner on Friday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. She is the 125-pound women's tournament winner. She is a $1 million winner. She won the PFL Europe tournament, and now the big shebang, if you will. She is the pride of Manchester and Bulgaria. She is the one and only Dakota Ditcheva.
I'm happy to be back. You know, I'm excited to get in the cage now and showcase my skills again.
We have a warning for the UFC brass today. When legendary MMA journalist Ariel Helwani and former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov start talking about the same fighter, you better listen up. The message is crystal clear. The UFC is sleeping on what might be the most dominant female fighter on the planet right now. We're talking about Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated PFL champion who just sent shockwaves through the MMA world with her devastating knockout of former UFC contender Taila Santos.
That was digging deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for the championship.
Not sure what that's all about.
Today, we're breaking down why the entire MMA community is going absolutely crazy on social media, demanding the UFC make a move for this 26-year-old destroyer from Manchester. Stay tuned because this story is heating up fast. Let's start with what has everyone talking. At the PFL Championship in Saudi Arabia, Dakota, Dangerous Ditcheva, did what she does best. She dominated from start to finish.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Oh, we're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
In the co-main event, Ditcheva faced Taila Santos, a fighter who many believe deserved to beat Valentina Shevchenko for the UFC flyweight title. Santos was considered the toughest test of Ditcheva's career. The result? A brutal second-round body shot knockout that left Santos crumbling in the middle of the cage. As Ariel Helwani put it, "Woo Dakota Ditcheva second-round TKO, clinical, impressive. Again, she wins the million and the tournament. Face of PFL." A few months later, she did a vlog shopping for the best deal on car insurance because funds were tight. What a story.
Said, "Oh, I've got PFL here. It's the show that Brendan's on." So it was because Brendan had signed with them out of the UFC that I kind of knew what it was. And they were like, "Oh, they're launching in Europe. They're going to do like a $100,000 tournament. So they'd love to, you know, get you involved." And that's kind of how it started for me. But I think I wouldn't have known
Think about that for a second. Just months ago, she was worried about car insurance payments. Now she's walking away with $1 million check and being called the best women's fighter on the planet. That's the kind of meteoric rise that creates superstars. Ditcheva is now 14-0 as a professional, with an absolutely ridiculous 92% knockout rate. 12 knockouts, 1 submission, and only 1 decision. Those are video game numbers, folks. But here's what separates Ditcheva from other prospects. Her mindset is pure championship material, and it's exactly what caught Khabib Nurmagomedov's attention. In a recent interview with Uncrowned, Ditcheva revealed her ambitious plan. She's not just thinking about staying undefeated, she's targeting Khabib-level legendary status.
But last time out, we saw the grappling skills as well. Will we see more of that tomorrow night?
Yeah, if that's where she wants to go, I'll take it to the floor. I mean, I can fight anywhere, so I'm happy to do whatever.
You've done your camp for this fight at American Top Team, obviously probably the best gym in the world, a room full of killers there. What has that added to your game?
Yeah, I've done a full camp at Top Team this time. So, I mean, I've just had the experience of training with a lot of girls, you know, and a lot of heavier girls, highly experienced and, you know, top level. So, and, you know, I'm holding my own. So there's not really much people can offer me now these days. You know, I'll be in there for a tough fight, but she didn't sound too convinced herself, did she?
You got a huge fight tomorrow night, but as we all know, you're a huge City fan. They're playing tomorrow night, just before your fight. Are you watching, or are you going to be focused on the fight fully?
No, I'm definitely going to watch City if I get time, 100%. You know, they're just as important as my fight. But I mean, I always say this, I don't get paid like this.
Listen to this quote. People always say there'll always be someone there who can beat you, but who says? Why do people say that? Why accept you're going to get beat at one point? That's not the mentality you should have, she continued. I think about staying undefeated and going to 15-0, 30-0, 60-0. I'm not thinking about one loss on my record. Hell no, it's not going to happen for me.
Now, Dakota, you always come off as being so sweet, so kind, so bubbly. But you are just such a subtle, great little trash talker, especially with the hand gestures. I noticed you hushing Jenna's corner because there's been a lot of talk this week between the two of you. Did it feel good to kind of, not shut her up, but get the redemption that you wanted after all the back and forth?
Yeah, definitely. I think shut them all up. I feel like I've took a lot of stick from like all the girls this tournament, which comes with the fight game, and I never moan, you know. I just let them write what they want to write, tag me in it, all sorts of stuff, and I just let my fighting do the talking, and then I get my little say at the end. So yeah, it's satisfying to get another stoppage, you know. And even like the other girls in the tournament, like Talia Santos, she fought Jenna, she didn't stop her, she got a split decision. So I'm shutting them all up by proving them wrong and getting the first round stoppages again.
That's the exact mentality that made Khabib a legend. The refusal to accept defeat as inevitable, the belief that perfection is achievable. And just like Khabib dominated his division with grappling, Ditcheva is doing it with striking, but she's also shown massive improvements in her ground game. The American Top Team product is becoming more complete with every fight, and that combination of elite striking with improving grappling is terrifying for any potential opponent. The MMA community has completely lost its mind over this performance, and the message to the UFC is unanimous. Sign this woman now. Let me read you some of these reactions that are blowing up Twitter and Instagram, bro, hypothetically. If Dakota Ditcheva got a title shot in her UFC debut against Valentina, I genuinely think she would demolish her. She's so well-rounded, but her striking is otherworldly. Shawty has John Jones-esque technique, and it's fire to watch. Dakota Ditcheva is UFC ready. She beats your favorite UFC W flyweight. The UFC needs to grab Dakota Ditcheva. Ditcheva might be the best women's fighter on the planet. But here's the tweet that really caught fire. UFC needs to make a trade with PFL for Dakota Ditcheva. Fans are literally demanding the UFC make a business deal to get her. When was the last time you saw this level of grassroots demand for a fighter who's never stepped foot in the octagon?
It's been viral on the internet for a reason, and in her last fight, fighting Talia Santos, TKO in the second round. She usually beats him in one. 12 knockout TKOs in her career, 1 submission. She can take her opponent down. She's a Muay Thai kickboxing stylist, and the power that she has is to behold. It's unbelievable. And I know that word is heavily used, but Dakota Ditcheva deserves that. She is unbelievable. And that's why this would be greatest fight right now in the...
The flyweight division has been dominated by Valentina Shevchenko for years, but fans genuinely believe Ditcheva could walk in and change everything immediately. Now here's where it gets interesting. The UFC has a real problem on their hands. Dakota Ditcheva is scheduled to fight Sumiko Inaba at PFL Cape Town on July 19th, 2025. That's her first fight of the year, and she's been vocal about her frustration with the long layoff. The PFL knows they have a superstar on their hands. They've invested heavily in building their promotion, and Ditcheva is becoming the face of their brand. But the longer they keep her from the biggest stage in MMA, the more pressure builds.
Here we go! Right on the money, baby! What a